reach out to it's a better happy birthday. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Welcome to these days episode of Learning with Ivanka. All right. So we said a brave person. We saw the difference between courage and fearlessness. Now I want to make a distinction. I want to make another distinction. Okay, the difference between courage and recklessness. Okay, what it means to be courageous and what it means to be reckless. You know, we spoke about fearlessness. Now I want to also talk about recklessness. What do you think is the difference between courage and recklessness?
Probably.
Because I think they are closer than courage and fearlessness.
Okay. Recklessness is kind of like you can do literally anything. Except for criminal things. And so the best way to describe reckless is probably like the personality of a type of dog. Now this dog is really silly, but sometimes it could just destroy your house. So kind of like that dog. And then courageousness is kind of like you can do anything and you're really brave and you know this might be kind of dangerous, but you still choose to do it. So I'm guessing the difference between them is like recklessness is just causing chaos, but courage is doing this because they're brave and maybe they know they have to do it or something, or maybe they're brave and they think that they have enough courage to do this. So the only difference is that recklessness is kind of more chaotic.
Okay. All right. So let's make the conversation a bit more interesting. Okay. So there are two statements. Statement one: a brave person is someone who isn't afraid. Statement two: a brave person is someone who is afraid but acts anyway. I think we already know the answer to that, right?
Sorry. What did you say with number two?
Okay. So I said number one, a brave person. Let me write these things. Yeah. Now, A and B, which one is closer to the truth? I've answered this already. So, A and B, which one is closer to the truth?
I think it's A.
A?
Yep.
Are you sure? Well, I thought okay. Do you think courage and being brave are the same things?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so if you think they are the same thing, Why do you think that being brave means not being afraid? Being brave, what we said about being courageous earlier is that you're still afraid. You can see the danger, but you still go ahead with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's closer to B. You're afraid, but you act anyway. Okay.
Oh. Okay. So I saw the word.
That's where we stopped.
Okay.
You what?
So I saw the word afraid, so I didn't think that B is closer, but I guess B is closer then.
Okay, so now I want us to go a little deeper. Remember, we were talking about just before now, before the end of the last session, we're talking about courage versus recklessness.
Yep.
Right? Now, a courageous person does something and he fails. Maybe, let's say it this way. A courageous person does something dangerous and he ends up dead. Okay? Now, a reckless person does the same thing and ends up dead. How would you know the difference between the two? Between those two people?
Well, I can't because they both end up dead.
Okay, so but if you had to do like a research to find out the difference between the two people, what would you look out for?
I would look out for how they died. Like, yeah, I would look out for how they died.
Okay. I'm done.
Yep. If
Now, hold on. Let me rephrase the question so that you can get it right. Okay, so you can understand it properly. We were talking about two words: courage and recklessness. Right? Now, courage refers to doing something even when you're afraid, but you go ahead. Recklessness is ignoring the dangers and all the signs of danger and just going ahead. Now, a courageous man and a reckless man, they both do the same thing and they both end up dead. How would you find out which one is courageous or was courageous and which one is reckless? Now, you said you can't do that because they're dead. And I was like, fine. So now that they're dead, if you were to do a research on both of them, what are the things you would look for? If you had access to all the information you could get about them, what are the things you would look for, to decide or to be able to, properly ascertain which one was courageous and which one was just being reckless?
okay.
Okay. Go on.
So was that a question?
Yes, that's the question. If you had access to all information you could ask for about them, all the information you could get about them, you had access to it, what would you look for to be able to decide which one was courageous and which one was just being reckless?
Okay, so I guess first I would search for what they did before they died, if anyone has ever seen that. Second, I would search for both of their personalities, and I would also search for I guess I would also search for what they did in the past, like not before they died, like what they did before they did this thing and died.
Okay, so like what they did, like what exactly are you referring to when you said you look into what they did?
So the first one I said was if I can. So I would search for what they did before they died, but if they did like the same thing, then I would search for what they did before. Okay, so scratch that. I'm just gonna literally search for what they did before they did this thing. So like I mean like maybe before they did different things, but they do so before this happened, like they did the same thing and they died. I would search what they did before that scenario happened. And then I would find out who's courageous and who might be a little bit reckless. But if that doesn't work, then I would search different. I would ask their neighbors if they know their personality, and after that, I would absolutely have no idea if the neighbors don't know their personality.
So, I think I like the way you were answering. Well, it's not bad, but remember there's no right and wrong answer. But I noticed that you've not explored this question to its full depth. And I would love to engage you on it, but I can't do that because we still have lots of stuff to cover in our book. Okay? So I'll give this to you as a homework. Okay?
Okay.
So you think about it and you tell me about it again on Monday. Okay?
Okay, will you send this to my dad?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
I'll do that. All right, so let's go on. Let's go on. The next slide, true or poo. I'll say, okay, so let's look at some not so true or maybe true myths about Amelia. All right, let's go on. True or poo, the cow pill. What are you drinking? Is that water or milk? It looks more like milk to me.
That's water.
Is it milk? Water? Oh, you seem to be enjoying it. If it looks more than water. All right. Let's read this.
When Amelia landed after crossing the Atlantic in 1932, the first thing someone said to her was, "Are you an alien?" Pooh. She landed in a field of cows, so the first thing she heard was probably a nice loud moo. Then she walked across the field and bumped into a man milking a cow. The bloke asked, "Come far?" Then realizing Amelia had just flown on her own halfway across the world.
Okay. So, why is the farmer's reaction to Amelia's historic landing so funny? From far?
Because he had no idea that she just did something absolutely, like she just broke a record by flying the plane solo, and she's a woman, and so that sometimes.
And don't forget, she used a terrible plane.
And using a very terrible plane, he did. So the farmer, the man or the blokes didn't know all that, which makes some people think that that's really funny. And And it's funny. It's sometimes people being confused about something that people shouldn't be confused just sounds funny. And is that poop that Amelia is stepping on?
I don't know. Well, it looks more like it. True or poo? Looks more like poo. All right. Well, I mean, it has to be poo because that's the answer we have here. All right. Okay. Now, what makes an achievement important? Is it how difficult it was, how many people it inspired, or what it changed for people who came afterward? What makes an achievement more important? Okay, let me write that down. So think about it. Remember, this is a thinking class, so we've got a lot to think about. Okay?
Okay.
For this second, so I won't forget it. Let me change the color of this to white. Color coding out how difficult it was. How many people it inspired, or what it changed for people who came afterward. So, what makes an invention, an achievement rather, more important?
I think what's more important is probably, okay, just a moment, is probably what it changed for people who came afterward.
Okay, really? Why do you think so?
Because, oh, sorry about that. I think that it might be, so I think that doing this, I think that helping others is really important, and it's good, it's a good deed, and, yeah, that's probably all.
Okay. Now, okay. I'm gonna agree with you also to a very large extent. And well, I don't have to, but I just think I might agree with you.
Might what?
Okay. Now I'm gonna agree with you choosing taking the third option. How that it's what it changed for people who came afterward. Like that's the most important thing because that's a very futuristic thought. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this leads us to a word called legacy. Legacy. Do you know what legacy is?
Nope.
No, legacy.
No, I don't know what it means.
Oh. Okay, so legacy basically is a person's legacy is what remains of that person after they're gone. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the legacy. So sometimes it can be your name, like the names you bear. It can be the changes you've made. It can be the inspirations you gave people, or the opportunities that you've left behind. So that's your legacy. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what would you say is Amelia's legacy?
Probably how like anyone can do anything, and she broke the record and her name, and probably the 99s.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll come back to this last question someday, but I want to ask this new question. Now, imagine Amelia achieved everything that she wanted to achieve. I mean, everything that she wanted to do, but could not inspire anybody else. She couldn't inspire anybody. Okay? Would her life still have achieved the same kind of importance in history, like historical importance? Would her life still have had the same historical importance?
Well, it depends. If she just gives up, then probably it would be much different. If she doesn't give up, but she still isn't really happy anymore, then that would still be different, but not as different. But if she just keeps going and ignores that no one's inspired, then probably what will happen would probably be something similar, except for that she just disappeared while riding a plane halfway. That's something that was unexpected. So it might happen, it might not happen. We never know.
Okay, if you say so. So let's read the remaining three pages together so we can just answer them. True or Pooh, the namesake. In 2014, Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly around the world in a plane that only had one engine. True. I know what you're thinking.
She was born in
1897. So she would have been 117 years old in 2014. Well, it was actually a different person called Amelia Earhart. She was no relation, but was inspired to learn how to fly because she had the same name as our superstar. That's interesting. The robot light detector. Which of this is as rubbish as Adam's drive? 1. Amelia learned to fly a plane before she could take a ride. Before she could ride a bike. 2. When she was a child, she built a roller coaster. And 3. As well as being a pilot, Amelia was also a fashion designer. Which one is the lie?
I can see big red words saying lie number 1. So I guess it's number 1.
Well, you don't have to see them. You already learned that Amelia did not like planes when she was young, so she couldn't have learned to fly a plane before she could ride a bike, which was when she was young. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. By the way, I just want to read this because I suddenly found out that I haven't read that in the previous few pages. I've seen you ride. It's terrifying, Prunella.
Okay, so you miss Prunella. All right, let's go on. That's about that with now class quest. Plan an adventure. Amelia's clever catchphrase is adventure is worthwhile in itself. Basically, this means you don't need a reason to have an adventure, just go for it. Although, you should probably check with a grown-up before you sail to Japan or an old garage door. Mission, Amelia's life was one giant adventure. Now it's your turn. If you could go on any adventure tomorrow, where would you go and what would you do? Okay?
Okay.
Go on. Where would you go and what would you do?
Okay. I would But like, I can go anywhere. Is that what you mean? Can I go? Like,
Yeah, but I mean, if you could go on an adventure tomorrow, where would you go, and what would you go there to do?
I'd say I want to go to Atlantic and wait, no, not that. Okay, I would like to go to let me think. I would like to go to an island and see if I can survive there, and maybe I can have some fun there too.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, we have to stop here because our time is up. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to send the assignment or the homework to your dad now, so you can give it to you, and I expect you to submit it on Monday. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Before we go, do you have any question for me?
No, I do not.
Okay. So, do you know my new age?
Nope. You're 3 years old?
Well, if you say so. Bye-bye.
Probably 23, I guess. I think I'm guessing.
30.
Oh,
I'm just guessing. I've told you before.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of forgot.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, happy birthday and goodbye.
Yeah.